Hello there, welcome to Civic Space TV, Women at the Front Lines, Women Rise program, where we bring to you women leaders. And today the leader on the spot is Kansiime Fortunate, a leader in politics, but also in civic leadership as well as in business. And I'm proudly associated with her because she has been my mentee. 10 years ago, we met trying to chat out a leadership journey for both of us, but especially for her. And I'm proudly associated with her progress that I also sowed a seed some time back. So, honest, good to see you. You have grown just as I have grown.
I know. I know.
Thank you for coming and giving us your time.
Thank you very much, Honorable Monica.
Yeah.
I have grown.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentoring us, for nurturing. I think mentorship would be an understatement. I think it was more of nurturing because I think that's where we started. Like it was laying a foundation for
probably
us.
Foundation.
And so thank you very much. I'm so happy to meet you after a long time.
It's so encouraging.
Yeah.
And it's good to look back and, see that, well, one seed I sowed somewhere has grown to this big tree that we see. And now the tree is having so many branches and fruits.
I know.
Wow.
Yes.
Honest, thank you so much for coming. Honorable to be in the future. And
Amen.
Of course, you have done a lot in your life. You've raised over 500 leaders yourself as well, educating them, training them. And thank you for founding that non-profit organization that is, seeing all this work done. And that's the impact we want to capture. Because when somebody is doing such a multiplier effect work, then absolutely, your leadership journey is having impact. Your leadership work is having benefit to the society. And would like just to share from you and learn and have other people share from your journey. But we'll flash back to where we started from. So for those that may not know, where are you at? What are you doing? Who are you? That detail a little bit here and there. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Monica.
Yes.
Yeah, you already know my names. I'm Kansiime Fortunate, and I'm the founder of Girls Lead Africa. My journey started.
There are so many into this world.
Yeah, when I checked in, there are so many institutions and individuals that have come in to shape my life.
Yeah.
From my primary schools, actually, from Cornerstone Leadership Academy to Girls to Leaders Movement,
several other things,
to the FDC, to a lot of things. But yeah, so where do I start?
From Kanungu first.
From Kanungu first. Yeah, so I grew up, I'm a rural girl, grew up from Kanungu district, studied from Kanungu, and until I came actually to Cornerstone for A-level, for my A-levels, Cornerstone Leadership Academy Girls, and then proceeded to Chambogo University for my first degree, and then to the US for my second degree. And I started my leadership journey in school, those students' councils. So when I founded Girls Lead Africa, as I've told you, it is based in Kanungu, but that's where my roots are. And our leadership, is much focused on students' councils, girls' participation in students' councils, from prefects in primary schools to guild at tertiary level. Yeah, and so the challenges that I have faced. So my non-profit is not like I started because I was looking for employment. Oh, I was bored. No, I had a good job at the FDC, at the Forum for Democratic Change.
Okay.
Where I started my career.
Your career.
Yes.
So you started your career right from university. You joined a political party.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, I joined the political party at Chambogo University. I was actually into the youth leadership, the Chambogo chapter, but also Nakawa division leadership.
That's where I met you. I think you were still a youth leader.
Exactly.
In the FDC structures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was so active in Chambogo in those youth things. So when I graduated, I immediately got into the National Secretariat at Najanankumbi. And that's where I started my career. And so I had a good job. It had good, nice prospects. I resigned it because I was going into the politics. And the FDC differentiates between differentiates the political wing and the technical wing. You can't be both.
You can't be both.
So you either resign or take unpaid leave until you. If you win, then you resign your job completely. If you lose,
you can come back.
You can come back after the unpaid leave is over.
But you resigned to start a non-profit.
So I had like a good job, but before that, like what you met was actually almost a product. Like there are some other things
that happened. So those before. Are the moments that I needed to hear.
Exactly.
What are some of those memories, your moments, things that shaped you, the opportunities that shaped the leader in you? Because they are usually there.
So in school, in my primary school, there was ring fencing of positions. I'm always, I was created to always like aim higher. I always want to be, if there is a top position, I mean, that's what I want.
Always.
Why should I go for lower ones?
No,
Yet there is, you know, there is an upper one which I actually qualify for.
That's right. Yeah.
So
they say your altitude determines your attitude determines how far you go.
Exactly. Yeah. So when I was in my primary school, I wanted to contest for they call them what? Head prefect.
Head girl.
Head prefect.
Yes.
You know? And then and then they were like, no, the head prefect has to be a boy.
Oh.
Yeah, that was reason number one. Yes. And up to until today, by the way, go to Kumi. If you go to Kumi, you'll still find schools where those positions are ring fenced. Like the head prefect, the chairperson of the students
council association.
Yes, like they are still positions which are ring fenced. So I'll come to that later. So so number one, I was denied a chance because I was a girl, and there are positions for girls, there are positions for boys. Then number two, why I couldn't contest for that position was because I didn't have shoes. And to be a head prefect, you have to be the face of the school, you know. You have to be, your uniform has to be the cleanest. You have to be in shoes. You have to look like really the head prefect, you know. And by the way, until I completed primary school, I didn't have shoes because I couldn't afford them.
Of course, yeah.
And then reason number three, my class attendance wasn't regular. Most times I would be sent away for school fees, and so I would be absent for many days, especially for girls like me. When you're in periods, that whole time you are absent.
You're absent.
Then
you can't afford to get that.
You resume, and then but then I was cleared to contest for a position that was actually created for me because Naremerako, like
you kept contesting.
I was there, so I was like, I really need to be a leader, and then they gave me chairperson of the debating club.
So there you went and
because no one could beat me in debate, so they were like, now what should we give her in her condition? She has torn uniform. She has no shoes, but she speaks good English. She's always the best in class, and she's a very good debater. So they created the debating club position
club for you.
Yeah, we had debates, but there was like no one in particular, like someone who really. So they created the position. They're like, you can still be a leader, and I was very excited. And unfortunately, on swearing in there, I was in my periods.
You disappeared from school because you.
No, I did not disappear. I decided, I was like, this is swearing in there. This is what I've always wanted. So I had to be there.
Oh.
I had to be there, like, you know, girls like me, they are still there in Kumi who still pad themselves with old pieces of cloth. They cut out old bed sheet. Some use the paper, cement bags from construction sites. Exactly.
You can't settle.
So for me, it wasn't actually being sensitive, because when I stood up to swear in, actually there was
the whole thing was
the map.
So that was the issue, the topic of the year.
It's not sad. It's beyond sad. It's something that only someone who has experienced it can explain. No one can understand it. So now the Baganda have something called kwekaza. You know, you kwekaza for a girl like me who is lucky to be me.
Yes.
You kwekaza and still enough. But there are so many girls who that alone you will make you drop out of school. Completely, kabisa. That alone will make you hate leadership. Because you never want to stand before students again. And they are laughing and throwing papers at you. Exactly. So thank God who really, I don't know what he put in me when he created me, that I did not disappear. So for my school fees, for my tuition, it was well wishers, it was working, you know, fetch water for people, get some small money, go dig for someone, get some uniform like that, until I got Cornerstone. Because at Cornerstone Leadership Academy, it was free education. Like the real meaning of free education. Like everything, mattress, everything, you find it there.
It was a non-profit.
Yeah, it's a non-profit. Yeah. So and then that was God still. Of course, and me, but God first, because I don't believe I think I was the best in the district
at that time.
At that time, even at primary, at senior 4.
Before you leave that issue, I just wanted you to reflect a little more on the issue of sanitary towels for girls.
Yeah, I'll come back to it. That's where I'm going. Yes. That's my story. So I get into Cornerstone, then get into Chambogo. Cornerstone is a good school, so when you concentrate, you are most likely to get government scholarship, because the school really performs well academically. And then I wasn't like an academic dwarf. I was like outstanding. So when I got into a good environment, I flourished.
You thrived.
I flourished because now I had a good uniform, because the school was providing the uniforms. Everything. And so no saying Kansiime doesn't have uniform, you go. You don't have school fees, you go, you know. So I flourished. And then so to cut the story short, I finished my university and then I got into this job, like I'm telling you. Yeah. But I was always thinking about the Kansiimes, girls like me who are facing challenges in school. They don't have tuition, they don't have pads, they can't access leadership because they are girls, number one. But number two, because they don't have the necessities for being a leader, for being considered leadership material. So for me, founding Girls Lead Africa, I was I founded it for me, for girls who girls who are me, you know, the former me. So I founded Girls Lead Africa, number one, to ensure that, if possible, every girl acquires an education. And not just an education, but quality education, uninterrupted. And while in school, they get all the necessities that are going to make them flourish, succeed, but also become leaders.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I had challenges that somehow God helped me somehow.
Those challenges,
but not everyone is going to be as lucky as I was if they. But even me, if I had not gotten those people, even the person who accepted and said, okay, Kansiime, you can fetch for me water and I buy you books. That person helped me because they had the liberty to say no.
No.
You know, and maybe if they had said no, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I knew there are so many girls that have gotten no's. I knew there are so many girls when we did the Cornerstone interviews, who were thousands. So and they wanted 25 girls. The intake is always 25.
Wow.
Because they give you everything, so they take fewer small numbers. Because they want to give you like the best. So I knew those girls who Cornerstone said no to, you know,
probably dropped out of school.
Exactly. So when I was founding Girls Student Africa, I wanted to ensure, like at the back of my mind, I never wanted any girl to face school, to face what I faced. Like they are going to be at school without pads. They are going rather to miss school because they don't have pads. They are going to miss leadership because they don't have shoes. They don't have a good uniform. They don't have tuition, so their school attendance is irregular. And they miss leadership because they are a girl. So when I started Girls Student Africa, we went into schools.
Wow.
That's where we started. And when we went into schools, we were starting with breaking the patriarchal systems. By breaking the patriarchal systems, we had to include teachers, school administrators, the students, open the prefectorial space. Open it up, make it as inclusive as possible. Let girls not be limited, and let some positions not be ring fenced for a certain gender, you know. So
and a certain social class.
Exactly, a certain social class. If someone doesn't have shoes, they don't become a leader. So we had to like break those systems first. But then I also knew that when I was at FDC, I started at the Youth and Women's Desk
League.
When I was at the Women's Desk, so I was like the technical person. We fought so hard. I think we had the most vibrant women's league. I don't think there is going to be a party that will have that women's league, by the way.
At that time?
By Ingrid Turinawe.
Okay.
It was so vibrant.
Or volatile.
We like, I don't know what to say. We were like go-getters. We were like
you were
shrewd.
everywhere.
We were, you know. So,
we saw you.
So we lobbied for a policy, for a party policy, that all party leadership structures had to have 40% women's representation. If they don't, then they are null and void. Whatever decision they make is not binding.
Wow.
And the party granted us.
That was big, bigger than the threshold of the national level.
Hey, I told you we were so shrewd.
You were. We saw you on the streets almost every month.
I know. And so we were granted, the party granted us the 40%. Now they were like, so where are the women?
Where are the women?
Did we have the women?
Did you have the women to fill the spaces?
The 40%. Hey. And it had to trickle down from the village structure
upwards.
Did we have the women?
You couldn't raise them.
We couldn't raise them. Reason being, when you go to the, especially the village structures, women fear politics. Women fear leadership. But again, fear much more political leadership. They see it as if it is not their field. They give all the excuses for not being there. Yeah. And so I told you that Girls Student Africa is really entangled into my story, my personal story.
It is. So
even when I was breaking those patriarchal systems in schools, I still had that at the back of my mind. What if they clear and then the girls don't come?
So you needed to prepare.
What if they open up the prefectural system and then they are like, so Kansiime, where are your girls? We are looking for them and they are saying no, you know? So we now had to make sure that we train. We mentor, we nurture the girls who are going to, when the prefectorial system, the students' council system straightens and opens up, we have the girls who are ready to go in. And so that is actually what we do at Girls Student Africa. We make sure that the girl is in school, she's becoming a leader, she has sanitary pads. I really want to thank AfriPads that has partnered with us
for a long time.
For a long time. All our girls have, not just the girls who are under like our scholarship. I think most girls in Kanungu now have sanitary pads.
Wow. Thanks
to AfriPads. They really make good quality sanitary pads. So we make sure that a girl has pads, has soap, has books, has uniforms,
shoes,
has school fees, has the training, the skills, the capacity to become a leader. And so we like kind of develop the girl holistically. And we make sure that the space in which she is operating
is also safe.
Is safe. So we create safe spaces. We have Girl Safe Border program. It is a partnership between Girls Lead Africa and the border community of Kanungu. Girl Safe Border is composed of men who are biological fathers of teenage girls. Like my work, my job, my profession is I'm a border rider. Like I wake up every day to ride a border.
Yeah.
But I'm a father
of girls.
And my girl, my daughter is a teenager.
Yes.
Is like
Yes, so, I get you.
So okay, we have a few who are like primary, like big brothers. I'm a big brother. I'm the one paying school fees for my sibling, who is a girl, who is a teenager, who is in senior 1 or in senior 2. And my primary work is I'm a border rider. So those men, fathers, they are the ones who form Girl Safe Border program. But also we have we engage the police, we engage the reverends, the fathers, the mothers union, the district executive committee, everyone in the community, because we don't want to tell you you are powerful, Monica, you are a leader, and then when you reach home, your mother is saying you are useless. When are you getting married? When you go to church, the pastor is telling you a woman's place is in the kitchen. You know you have been deceived by whites. I don't know where the whites came from to deceive them. Anyway, so we want the message we are giving to the girl. When she reaches home, that's what the father and the mother are telling her, if she has them. If she doesn't have that, that's what the primary guardian is telling her. Yeah. That's what the border man is telling her when she's boarding on the stage. That is what she will hear in church. That is like
in school.
Eventually. So we involve everyone, the teachers, everyone, to make sure that we have a safe space for girls' rights to.
Kanungu must be very lucky, because there are so many people coming from Kanungu with so many good projects at the local level.
I think we deserve a part.
You do. I receive mine from here, because I'm listening to your story and I'm like, wow, Kanungu, all this is happening in Kanungu. That's powerful, my leader.
Yeah. So we have really managed to achieve some great strides.
Really?
It is what can I say? You know, when you're a disruptor, when you're disrupting a status quo, like something that people have been used to for a long time and have gotten comfortable with it, you know, and then you're telling them, you know, we should be doing actually the opposite
of the other.
You know,
wow.
It is not easy, but I want to thank the Kanungu community who have made it a success, because we are deep rooted into community. We are actually community based.
You are
in its definition, the right definition. We are community based, and so it's been like a collective responsibility. And I'm actually so proud of my girls. All the girls and the Girls Lead Africa.
Wow!
I really want to thank you for being you and for being there and for accepting to, you know, to say, okay, learn so learn and be there and, you know, stand out.
Yeah,
you know?
That's the word.
Exactly. Yeah, for standing out and being there. So we have had so far, like, I think 3 generations who have graduated from tertiary, from university and colleges. Yeah, and we have, so our girls are in primary school, are in secondary school, are in vocational colleges, are in university. They are called vocational technical. Those UBTEBU colleges, and then they are in tertiary
universities, etc.
Yeah, nursing schools, what everywhere. Yeah, so
that's great work. I must commend
my hope and my prayer is that every girl that is under me, number one, I have removed the barriers that me I faced. I'm removing them for you.
them.
Therefore, you must be better than me. Yes. If the barriers that were pulling me, I'm trying to run and they are pulling me and they are pulling me. If I have managed to remove them for you, then I don't expect you to be less than me.
Of course not.
I expect you to be much more than me.
The student must be better than the teacher.
Exactly. So I pray for them every day.
Wow.
That they are going to thrive, they are going to contest for their first time and win, not like me who has to go there and go back.
Okay.
So I pray for them and I know they will make it.
Wow.
I know they will make it.
Wow.
So we do, that's what we do. Of course, we couple it with like many other youth moot parliament, and I think ended because of
COVID at that time.
Yes,
maybe to resume.
I hope to resume. My girls have been participating in the youth moot parliament.
Wow.
They go they go into parliament and become parliamentarians for one day.
At least
we've partnered with the East African Girls Leadership Summit. So our girls have been like going out of the country, out of the continent. That one we call it exchange and exposure visits program for our girls. We believe that also enhances their leadership. They start shifting paradigms.
Wow.
It's something that works on attitude, you know, because if a girl in Kanungu, by the way, knows that when you study, you become teacher, police officer, you become a nurse. They even most of them don't even know that women become doctors.
They don't.
They think women become
teachers, nurses, and those kind of things.
So when
secretaries.
Exactly. So when a girl actually boards a plane and finds that the pilot is actually a lady who is flying them, you know, they are going to know that they are actually.
If even me at my level, my eyes pop. Now, what about those small girls? A pilot, a woman, I'm like,
you know,
wow.
So exactly. So it is going to enhance them and do actually what they have been telling us, that everything is possible, that the sky is the limit. That, you know, because we tell them all these statements and they have become like songs in their ears, but they're like, well, what is that? But when they see it firsthand, they're like, so it is possible, you know. In Kanungu, with our Chiga, we have a saying that omwana w'omworo tarota mugati, like a poor child cannot dream bread. And the reason why they don't dream bread is because
they will never see it.
They have never seen it. They don't know it. They've never tested it. They've never touched it. They never. It's not in their diet. It's not.
Yeah.
So if they sleep, they are going to dream cassava, perhaps.
Bananas.
Because that's what they eat every day. That's what they know.
Okay.
So they're not going to dream what they don't know. So what we do is to get the poor child and give them bread.
Give them bread.
Yes, so that they see it.
That there is also something called bread.
Exactly. So if they are out there and they are seeing all these things, you know, when they come to Kampala, they're like, because most of my girls, by the way, we bring them to Kampala, it's their first time to see Kampala. They're like, oh my God, see Kampala. But remember, they're proceeding to Entebbe airport. Now they're going to go to a real city.
My God.
And they're like, this one.
You must work so hard,
you know,
to come back.
Exactly. So if you open the mind, attitude, you open the mind, because with women, I know you're in this space, and you know, we have twofold challenges. Number one, we have deep-rooted patriarchal systems.
Right.
By the way, not just in schools. Like I told you, they start from school, but they trickle up.
They are more than it's everywhere. A society thing.
Exactly. But number two, it is the attitude, and that is the big problem. That you'll find this woman. I was telling, whom was I discussing with last week, and I was telling them, actually, for some women, it is not because there is some man who came and said, hey, don't become a leader. No.
It is the attitude.
It is the attitude.
What they've been told by society.
They believe that they cannot become leaders.
Right.
They believe that leadership is not meant for them. They believe that when you are a leader, you are the opposite of submissiveness. And I'm like, come on. By the way, you can become a very, 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 very excellent leader,
but also
and a very excellent wife.
Mother or wife.
And mother. There is nothing. There's nothing written anywhere that when you are a successful leader,
then you have no home.
Then you have no home. Then you have no marriage. Then you have no children. No, you know, so it's something that is... It's
in the mind.
In the mind. So if we can work on patriarchal systems, break them down, and then work on the mind. Dismantle them. Dismantle the mind now. Because there is also a patriarchal system in the mind. That is a dangerous one.
That is the worst.
That is the worst.
But you don't blame them because it comes from the wider society. Yeah. And to shape us who we are. Women believe they are what society has told them. And that's the work you're doing to unpack that break at society, but also help the land. So break the society
and let the society also start new rhetoric. So I was saying a woman's place in the kitchen. Now let me start saying a woman's place is in the office, boardroom. In the boardroom, you know. So
in business.
Exactly. And when they say that, you woman, they are telling you, also believe it. Let them not say woman's place is in the boardroom, but they're like, can I handle? What am I going to do in the boardroom? My place is in the kitchen. I'm comfortable there. You know. So we want that when they tell you, now a woman's place in, there is now a rhetoric, the future is
female. I love it.
The future is female.
I see female. You know.
Do the women believe that the future is female? What is the percentage of women that actually believe that the future is female? It's a question that we should start, you know, that should start boggling our minds. You know?
But you're actually doing preparation. You are preparing the future that is female. You're preparing females for that future in your practical work.
How I wish that there were so many girls in Africa out there that are actually preparing women working on their mindset to believe. To test leadership at a young level and feel the leadership is sweet.
It is, of course. I've tested it. And you have. Okay, let's move forward. Now, listening to you, I'm just humbled and I'm looking at you and say, wow, you mean one person can achieve all that in this one lifetime? And there are so many people out there who could actually be doing these same things to multiply what you are doing, a multiplier effect in their various communities, beyond Kanungu, in different districts across the country. If many were there, then we would be already living in the future that we are talking about.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm just thinking and wondering how you keep going, what keeps you going? How come for you, you are so passionate about this work when others are not? What is that keeps you going, that makes you different? That makes you stand out in the work that you do?
Okay, so, like I told you, mine is me.
It is a story.
Back to my childhood. So, when I was completing P7, actually I think around because when I became the betting club chair, I think I was P5. So P6, P5, I think that year, we got UPE.
Oh, you're a product of UPE.
That typical. So now when you say UPE products, look at me.
Yeah.
So UPE comes, and for the first time in my life, I'm not being chased for tuition. I remember actually even went to my teacher and asked what happened. How come this term, you've not said you go back home? And she actually told me the government is paying school fees for me. So I asked her, what is the government? Who is the government that actually knows me and knew that I was struggling
with school fees?
And I'm trying to pay it. Yes. And until I finish primary school, I will not pay again. Who is that? And at that level, of course, she told me government is a group of leaders who make decisions for the country. That is what I could understand. You know? So for me, what got to me at that level was that
there's a group of people somewhere
who say, let there be school fees for every child,
and it is there.
And there it is. Let there be food for every hungry child, and there it is. There. So for me, I saw okay, I don't know why they say the Superman. I think we need a superwoman.
Yeah, they are there also. There are some super women somewhere.
We need the Superwoman for that cartoon. It also, you know. So I actually saw Superman. The cartoon Superman at that stage.
Right.
Like, I was like looking at people who are so powerful, people who are so kind, people who are so compassionate, people who are so wise and intelligent. Like, so that is why I really kulemera ko that I must become a leader. Because for me, I knew when I become a leader, I become a Superman.
Wow.
I am going to solve all the problems
in the community
the children are facing.
The women,
of course, by then it was for children. Now, then something happened. I don't know if this one will be featured. I don't know. Because I've not asked her permission. So maybe it will be removed. I don't know.
Cut it a bit.
But when I told you I was an orphan, but I was a single orphan. I lost my dad and my mom was there. My dad died when I was like in P1. So my mom, we remained with my mom, but she was very sick. Those are days of AIDS before ARVs. So she was sick as an actually the one who had died. You know, you're with someone, but who is
all the time sick. Oh, sorry.
She has boils here, another boil comes here, another boil comes in the head, another boil. The AIDS of that time was really
very bad, very hostile.
So I was there. We were like, I told you, we were digging for people, looking for. She was there, but she was unable to even help
in any way,
you know, because she was really sick most of the time. You were just waiting for the day she will die. Because you would be surprised to actually come from school and find that she's actually still alive. Because when you left in the morning,
she was in bad shape.
So I don't remember which stage I was at. I think I must have been in secondary already. Government brought tassel. In Rukunjiri, I remember she used to board the bus early in the morning
to go to Tasso.
To go to Rukunjiri to Tasso and get free
treatment,
medicine from government. AIDS medicine. By then we didn't even know they were ARVs. All we saw were tablets. And that was another Superman number 2.
Indeed.
The government, the other people, remember, have brought medicine for my mother. Like, who is that intelligent person that
who
knew
knows?
My mother was at the verge of dying?
Oh,
you know?
God.
And so for me, that is what actually in FDC, where you met me everywhere, I was following that. I told you I've been contesting, and by the way, I'm not going to leave contesting. I'll contest until I become a Superman.
God will give you one day. Yeah, yes.
So for me, all that I was doing, chasing leadership all that time.
For that purpose.
For that purpose.
But there's something unique about
it. We get back to the women's story.
There's something unique about your leadership journey. You are not looking for leadership for position. You are looking for leadership to change something in society.
Exactly.
To be a blessing to another person.
Yeah. To many people. As many as possible. Because
and that's the difference.
I really want everyone who has a challenge to just say, now I have the power. Yeah. I have the authority.
Yes,
I have the resources.
I can solve your problem. I can handle this.
You know?
Yeah. I don't want to see suffering people.
Exactly. That is what has grown into my, and it grows bigger every other day.
You are blessed.
So now, now I grow up into the system, I join FDC and the Women's League, and I'm seeing, and then so I start now seeing debates in Parliament. I start knowing about policies. I start knowing about many things. And then I'm like, okay, so wait a minute. If these super women and men are solving challenges for people, when they are thinking, do women's problems actually, girls and women's problems, ever come to their mind? When this table is having supermen, and they are thinking of solving a problem in Uganda, do they ever think of solving a problem that is specifically
for the
women and girls? Do they actually think about it? And not because they don't want to, but because they don't face it, they will never
know or feel it or
know that it exists. So if women are not there, if we don't have super women on that table, who is bringing women's challenges so that they can be solved?
Wow. So another level of your life begins.
Exactly. So I want that when these supermen, are on the table. We have women
who
and
are
we have
super
men,
women as
exactly,
well.
who are going to say there is menstruation. Because I think even when we shout menstruation pads for girls, oh, they are getting out of school, they don't I think the men are like, hey, these people,
they
what
don't
exactly
understand it. They don't.
What exactly are they talking about, you know? Because if you don't menstruate.
Because let me give you an example. In my house, I'm the one who is always buying these pads for the girls. I don't think my husband knows or even gets to know in his mental, you know, understanding that there's a certain season when the girls are going through this. So it becomes a natural thing in their lives not to appreciate that.
Exactly. It's natural, very natural. It is not that your husband is what? Is a bad person. It's not that she hates the girls. It's not that he is careless. No, because it is not something that he experiences
on a daily.
Exactly. He's not going
but
to
it requires one who experiences it to talk about it.
If we're talking about standard, how many times have we talked about? Okay, for me, I talk because I'm not in leadership. I talk to trees. I talk to borders passing. I shout all I can, but I will never keep quiet. I have been shouting about standard maternity leave. Even in my manifesto, when I contest, you will find me shouting, maternity leave, maternity leave, maternity leave. But sincerely, because I have become pregnant, and I know what it means. I know that Madame Rose at FDC allowed me to go to work after maternity leave. FDC has maternity leave. Thank you very much, FDC. They gave me my 3 months. But even after then, I didn't have a maid.
You didn't have a maid. You had to sit home.
I know. I had to go to resume work, but where do I leave my baby? So they allowed me to work with my baby. At office.
That's right.
How many?
Because companies she was Rose, do that?
Because she was Rose. She's a woman, and so she knows. I don't know if it was a man in that office, if I was going to talk to him and he would understand it from that perspective.
Probably not.
Because for him, he would see a baby crying in the office and disrupting people. You understand? Because that is what he sees. But a woman will know. If Kansiime is not having her baby here, she's not going to be settled. Her mind can't concentrate here.
It can't. You'll be at home.
Her breasts are going to pain. She's going to be feel feverish, and she's not going to concentrate at work.
She will not.
Because she's a woman and she understands. So when you're talking about standard maternity leave,
wow.
Our research, our data that we have currently shows that only 1% of rural women like Kanungu, where I come from, can access financial credit, can access a bank loan.
At least, imagine.
1%. I think in Kampala, the last data that I saw in Kampala, it was at 9%. Like of all loans that are being given,
and I and a few others.
Exactly. That of all loans that are getting out of banks, only 9% is being requested and approved for women.
For women. You raise very fundamental issues.
So because
very important.
If there is a man at the table, the first question they are going to ask will be, Bishop Akaze sent money in the set. Like,
what do women want?
Why do women want money for? Do you understand? Because it is only me and you who will understand that even a housewife
needs money.
Needs money for her pads, for Movit, for hair, for her mother, for a lot of things. You understand?
Right.
It is me and you will understand that even a woman needs to start a business. It is me and you will understand that even a woman needs to invest.
Yeah. And save for the future.
And save for the future. It is me and you will understand that this woman in her garden, she needs to now start farming commercially, not just for feeding her children, but to be able to buy organic fertilizers and do irrigations and make meaning out of her garden.
Right.
You understand? Because we are women and we have done it, we feel that we know what, we feel it.
Yeah.
But a man will be there, will be like, what can a woman want a loan for? because according to men, it is them who should be having
providing
for women. So they will never make sense. But Monica, let me ask you, really, don't you need money?
Oh, of course.
Don't you need a bank loan? If you got a bank loan of 100 million today, don't you have like
I have
10 ideas.
So many ideas to take away.
How you can use it.
Yes, yes.
You know? So it is us who actually know that, the big need, that we actually need more money than the many need. So if that table of super powers is not having women, who will say, let there be, and there it will be.
Yeah.
Who have the authority, they have the power, they have the resources, they can allocate budgets. You know,
you are talking sense.
If that table is not having women, we will just be talking theories.
Wow, wow, wow. So that is now propelling you to go a step higher, besides the work you're doing, educating girls, supporting them through, and of course that community support that you're doing, you are taking it to a level higher to go to the different representative bodies at the policy making level. Yeah. I didn't know about that actually. So civic leadership, this is where the politics comes now.
Yes.
I knew about the civic leadership. Now politics proper. How many times have you contested in Kanungu?
3
times.
3 times.
God will give you your own opportunity. You're still going. You're still young. There is so much ahead.
Next election, expect
the future is bright. Your future is bright.
Even the coming election?
Absolutely.
Kabisa,
yeah,
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Because I still believe there is
a lot you can do.
There's a lot I can do. Not because the people are there are not doing anything. They are doing their manifesto. No one is doing my manifesto. So I still have a lot of things that I see undone. Because, like I said, by the way, the political is personal. Very personal. And the personal is very political. There's
very
a
political. Thin line between the two.
You know? So even when you get a leadership position, you're going to do something that is
personal
to your heart. Personal. I can't be you. My background, my everything is different. You have your passion, I have my passion. And that's what I've always told the people who come and say women are going into leadership, that's not their field. I'm like, no, if God created a man and created a woman, he knew
that they are different.
Yes, there are things that a man will do. And we are not saying men should get out of there. No, we need them there so that they can also do the men's agenda. And we need women there to do our women agenda. Because
they can never be the same.
Exactly. I can't be you. So when you go to parliament, you're going to do what is passionate, close to your heart. When I go,
you'll also do what you are passionate about.
Women's National Bank. I'm going to look at the...
But our interests are close. They are similar.
I'm going to look at the sanitary pads. Like passionately for schools. We have been talking. I don't know what happened. They said the money is not in the budget.
Anyway, so those things are still there. Let's put them in the parking lot. They are the usual things that we keep talking about. But today we want to get the best that we can out of you, the leader, you. You've told us so much. I've heard a lot about the work you're doing with the girl child. Of course, I know that you are also now into politics. You've been in the party. And now you're going into the mainstream as well, because that's your next level of life. And that said and done, I think you have done a lot. You're not just going into politics to appear and represent. You have a history. You have done a lot. The impact is there, which we are trying to capture today. It is out there. And it's not just in paper, it is in the lives of people, which we want to commend you for and thank God for you and your leadership. Of course, going forward, we are praying that you'll go to that future that you want to see. And as you keep working, more of the benefits are spread out and the future keeps becoming female. And I agree with you on many things, that the future should be more female. And the things that we are talking about should be addressed by the supermen. Inclusive leadership.
Yes.
Proper. And so I want to thank you that far. Just that I can't let you go before asking you these questions. The values, the things that you keep doing. How come you keep doing these things and you are successful at them? Are there some ethos, things that you keep that are pushed to this far? We are mentoring. I know that this video is going to mentor our young women, your leaders, my leaders, many people that are following us on this program. What has kept Kansiime going? What are the values you can share?
Yeah, so with the values, these are things I always share with my girls. Number one is hard work.
Hard work.
Hard work.
There is no question.
There's
no
no
debate
question
about that.
I know we all believe that there is luck somewhere, but like I always tell my girls, luck only comes when you're working.
Perhaps I'm born with a silver spoon and everything is laid out for me. Why do I have to work hard?
And if you don't work hard, all those things are going to disappear in a blink of an eye. And then you'll find you have moved from grace to grass. So work.
Okay.
Yeah, I always tell my girls, even like they tell me, but they call me madam. Madam, what about people who find money on the way? Like
they're lucky.
Malonda sent.
Malonda sent.
Isn't that
or I'm married to a rich family?
And I'm like, if you had not moved that day, if you had remained at home, would you have Kulonda sent? So and you moved. You were actually walking and no longer sent. So if you were not
okay.
So everything that you think it is luck, it actually has a part of hard work in it.
Right.
So you say you got married into a rich family. Do you know the hard work that comes in before we get married? It is work. You and I know that is work. That is not like you go there and someone says, "Ha, Monica, come and I marry you." No.
Well, that is probably the process.
No, but we work towards it. We work towards that decision. By the way, we do. You know, so my number one value,
hard work.
Hard work. Work. Please work. Number two, excellence. Commitment to excellence.
Be excellent.
There is a biblical verse that says, whatever you find it to do, do it as with all your might, as though you are working for the Lord.
Oh.
So with whatever you do, Honorable Monica, ask yourself, is this my best?
Excellent.
Did I give it my best? I have contested 3 times, like I told you, and I have lost. But for all those elections, okay, yes, I've been advancing, like I've been adding on
the support.
The support. But even the first election, which I got the smallest amount of votes, I excelled. I did not win. Excellence and victory are different, totally different things.
They are different.
I excelled. Do you know why? Because I did everything possible, humanly possible, that I could. I was just a fresh graduate. I had not yet, I didn't have like savings, really.
Humanly possible is the word in your time, at that time.
Exactly.
At that moment.
I reached every village that I managed to reach to. I didn't have a car. I was moving on border. So I made sure that even with that border, I made sure that I reached everywhere humanly possible for me to reach.
Wow.
Where I failed, it was not within my reach, within my means, within my power.
I get it.
So I'm not saying go there and break. No. What I'm saying is, after you do everything that you do, even your work, even when you do a proposal, no, my temple a proposal.
Well, even in my other walks of life.
Yes. So ask yourself, did I give it my best? Is this my all?
Yeah.
Like, is this my all? Dara, is this my all?
Very important question.
If you can answer that question and say yes, but even when you lose, like I've been losing the election, you come out and go, we have lost. Your opponent is dancing, hey, we won. And you're like,
wait.
You know, because you feel inner satisfaction, inner peace. No gamba, nakoze buli kisoboka kyonna. I did my best. I gave it my all.
Wow.
Excellence.
Wow.
That's another value that drives me.
Yes.
Number 3. Integrity.
Mwesigwa. Honest. Or mwesigwa. Integrity and honesty. Yes.
Whatever you do, don't do what?
Integrity is built
who
over
you
time.
are when no one is seeing, is looking. Yeah? So whatever you do in the dark
is who you are.
Is who you are. Ask your question, no one is seeing me. Can I do it at Busega roundabout?
Okay.
When everyone is looking. If the answer is yes, then you're a person of high integrity.
Okay.
So if you are someone else behind closed doors, and you're someone else, you will start contradicting yourself. You see?
Two personalities.
Exactly. So you will start, Otuka, you get confused. And when you're pulling from within you yourself, it will show. And people are going to start losing trust in you.
That's right.
Which is really bad.
That's right. That's right.
Now, the last one is resourcefulness.
That's a new one.
Being able to exploit all the resources that God gave me.
To the best.
To the best. So when I always tell my girls, most of the leadership trainings I actually chip there, and not all of them, but I chip there. I always tell my girls, you are sleeping in a dormitory with maybe 30 other girls or 40 in the same dormitory. You even have bunk beds. You have a decamate who is sleeping up above you or below you. She's very excellent in math. You've been failing mathematics. What are you up to? Someone who sleeps with you on the same bed, in the same dormitory, is passing math. She's the best in mathematics, and you're the worst in math. Why are you not utilizing her? That is a resource that God has given you.
Available.
Available.
Free.
Free.
To improve yourself.
Maybe she's also struggling with English, and you're studying in English. You are a resource to her, she's a resource to you.
Ooh.
Utilize that resource.
The question is, what do you have to offer?
Exactly. And what can you offer, can you get from
other people?
I always tell my girls, whatever you see in this world, there's nothing that God just was there, bored and said, let me create this thing and put it there. No. Everything you see here has a reason. Be it people, be it water, be it those stones, be it everything, is a resource for you to utilize.
Wow.
We always do like an example of a brick, stone. Okay, we can use stone since we are here. Stone exercise with my girls. Like, what can that stone be used for? And in that class, we'll come with the 100 uses of a stone. 100
uses of that stone there.
So it will hold the door so that the wind does not blow. You say, okay, that is number one. What else can you use for? And we do. Like you find you have a list of so many uses that stone, which has been a brick that was left when they were constructing some classroom broke.
Even God, when he was asking Moses, what do you have in your hand?
That's what I was coming to. So,
so what do we have in us?
What do you have? So resourcefulness is you as a person. I always tell my girls, you have two eyes. So every day make an accountability of yourself. What did my eyes see today that actually helps me or helps anyone in this world?
Wow.
Where did my legs go, walk, take me, that helped me or helped anyone, any other person?
Accountability.
What did I say? Today I have the tongue, I have this mouth that God gave me. Today, all the things I've been...
No.
What, did it help me? Or did it help anyone? You are a resource. All these you see, from hair to the toes to the... these hands,
accountability.
That is a resource. Wow. Number two is the resources you see.
Wow.
So I always tell them, God had the powers to make the rock bring water, so that Moses doesn't have to hit it. You understand? So I always tell them, God wants you to work. Number one, hard work. Because he told Moses, hit it. Then number two, he asked, what do you have in your hands? You have to have something, and you have to do an action. You have to work. God does not sit there and say, aha, that water come. No. Have something, use it to hit, do work, and then let the water come. Okay?
This is wisdom for life.
So, if you can be as resourceful as possible, there is a resource we always forget. Time.
Time.
Which is the equalizer by there that we have.
For all of us.
For all of us. Because that poor girl that has no shoes in Kanungu
has the same time which
has the same time which Honorable Monica has the same time which President Museveni's daughter has,
Natasha.
Yes,
That one is the
24
one I like
hours in
more.
a day. Exactly. All of us. So if you can look at that time resource, if you can look at that resource and utilize it very well, it means that you can actually be at the same, because it's the only resource that is going to equalize you. So resourcefulness is a broad.
I have sucked
but
in
it's a
enough
value
in
that
this
I
short
actually
time.
really hold dearly.
Ooh.
I do accountability of myself, my resources as Kansiime. I do accountability of the resources God has given me, of the
Around
people, the
you.
animals, the world. Do I use them? Or I just look at them and I'm like,
Kansiime,
God
we've
was
got to
bored.
go. We've got to go. We've got to go. You've given us a dose of who you are, and I know there is a lot more. And I just cannot even come to, to stop you, because there's so much coming out, so much that someone can benefit from. And in this short 1 hour, we can't exhaust, but I pray that we can get more opportunity with you. And I am thinking of the various spaces that we have, that you need to speak to young women more than the ones of Kanungu. There are many
it will be a
spaces
privilege.
that we have to go with you to nurture the leaders. You're doing what I do, nurturing leaders, growing leaders, and supporting them.
You taught me.
I taught you,
and
I
took
bit.
it seriously.
Yeah. And it is here.
And now I'm doing it.
Now you are doing it more.
You said that the student has to be better than the teacher. So now I am actually struggling to be better than you in that
this side.
In that side.
You're welcome.
You know?
That side is good, and we need it. That, like you said, we need to have women there, because the future is female, and there is a benefit when the future is female, when the current as well is female.
Yeah.
The things you're talking about, we will not be talking about them if many of us, you and I, are in those kind of spaces, and many other people. So that's why we do what we do on a daily basis.
And thank you for for me, I always thank every woman. Every woman. I always thank my opponents and people like Kansiime, what's wrong with you? But for me to see a woman coming up and offering herself and saying, I'm going to contest, that
it's a big deal.
Melts my heart. I'm like,
wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you.
But
I
that's
really want
not
to thank
until
you.
they let you down as a woman. They do other things again.
They do the opposite.
They disappoint you and shame women in the long run. So anyhow, we've got to go. I know we shall have more space, more time, more moments to engage. But for what we have shared here, I know it's been wonderful. We've seen your journey growing leaders. We've seen your journey in yourself growing as a leader, the things that you are doing, the lot more that you want to do. And that's why we said today, let's put on spot Kansiime. Let's know more what she's doing. And let's put her out there to encourage another woman that it is possible, from a barefooted Kansiime to what you are right now. This is the story that we want to share. And we want to thank you so much for coming. And for our viewers, thank you for being with us up to now. Until we meet on another program, Shalom.